I kind of promoted this where I knew you were going to talk about the business of comedy because I was curious. You can do comedy, right? But how do you make money from it? And it seems like from your first pivot into it, you were like, how do I make money from like I'm not gonna just
That's
do
it.
this. I'm funny, but like how do I make sure that this provides me a living? So
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious about that. I kind of want to learn more how you did that. So you were told you were funny. You wanted to be like, oh, let me try this comedy thing. What went into your idea of how do you make profit from it? Was it like I have to do this many shows per weekend? Or was it more like I have to get a show here, a gig here? How did you actually make it profitable for you?
So I had to do my research to find out who's actually making money in comedy, right? Comedy is a very funny thing in that you could have people that are not even funny at all, but they're making like 40,000 a show, and you could have a kid that's killing it, and he's getting $50 after he performs.
Mm.
So you have to now ask yourself, what are you more concerned about? Are you more concerned? It's like the NBA. It's like everything else. There's kids in the hood that's way more talented than LeBron. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm.
But they're not in the league. It could be for whatever reason. Maybe they don't have the right agents, whatever the reason is. But life is not fair. You have to figure out how to put yourself in that position. So for me, I started to think about it like, because this is how comedians make it. You start going to open mics. Maybe you do the open mics for like a year, 2 years. The club owner is not like, you know what, you're actually pretty good. You know what? I want you to start hosting for me. And each time you come, I might give you $20. I might give you two drinks. I might let you get a free meal, right? And you keep doing that for another 2 years, and then you're gonna be fortunate one day. Kevin Hart, no, maybe not Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart's way too big. It'll be like a let me see, who's like a mid-level comedian that you would say is like pretty good, but he's not
Yeah.
like maybe
I,
all them kids from Wild 'N Out.
yeah,
Those
I
those
think
those
that's what I
guys
would
from
say. Yeah, so I'm thinking about that. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So the guy with the DC Young Fly, yeah, DC for instance, right? DC comes to the club, you open for him, you kill it. He's like, oh my god, this kid is nice. He takes you on tour with him.
Mm-hmm.
And then he takes you on tour for like a year. You're still not making any money, but now you're with DC. You
Mm-hmm.
get to Hollywood, boom, boom, boom. Then maybe like 2, 3 years later, they say it takes 10 years to be an overnight success.
Mm-hmm.
Then eventually, after 9 years in, boom, you make it. You have people like Leslie, Leslie Jones, like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Leslie,
From
the big
Orange New
comedian.
Black. Yeah, yeah.
She was also in she was in this movie and in the Coming to America
America 2.
movie.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Coming to America. Yeah.
Yeah.
She started comedy in 1987, bro, and she's just now
Wow.
at the top of the mountain, and that is not an unusual story. And I love people that grind like that. But bro, remember what I started off with? Like I'm an immigrant. I came from a different continent. I'm not here to mark time. I don't have those 3 years or 10 years or 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
I need that bread now. So I have to figure out how to get to that bread now. So I have to now think to myself, comedy is all about presentation. It's the way you present the product. That's what people are gonna pay you for it.
Mm-hmm.
Jokes don't have a value on their own. You're not gonna see a joke and be like, damn, that's a good ass joke. You know what? Let me give you 5,000 for it. No,
Mm-hmm.
it's all about the way you put it together.
Yeah.
This might sound crass, but it's the same thing with strip clubs. There's some strip clubs where it's like $5 a dance. There's other strip clubs where it's 2,000 a dance. I mean, I'm no disrespect, but it might be the same women.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
It's just the
Not.
packaging is different in those two
Yeah.
clubs.
It's how
So
you present
comedy is
it.
like
Yeah.
that too.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to think about it. So what I did was, you asked me how I did it. I realized that I had to put it together and make it make sense. So one of the things about comedy is you want to be on tour. People pay you more if you've been on tour.
Mm.
If you see comedians when they introduce themselves, they're like, oh, coming off his last tour where he went to Australia, it shows that you've done something.
Mm-hmm.
People are not just coming because you're funny. They want to know that you accomplished something,
Yeah.
which is one of the reasons why, basketball players wear jerseys to represent that they're playing for a team.
Yeah.
I'm not just going there just to watch some random dudes. Like,
Yeah. They
they,
want to
they
feel
play for
like
a
yeah,
team,
yeah, yeah. No, I feel.
you know?
Yeah.
So, so anyway, so I started out with universities that were, of course, Towson University, that's the school I went to. So that was a no-brainer. Did their ASA, went there, performed, did a couple of other schools around Towson. I wasn't even that good, but I recorded all of that, stitched it all together. It's somewhere on YouTube. Nobody should go watch it. It's terrible. But literally,
Hey,
bro,
I'm
I
gonna
did
find
like
it. I'm gonna
four.
find a clip.
Oh, please don't. But I did like four of those schools,
Yeah.
and as I did those four schools, what did they end up being? That's a tour.
Mm.
It was free shows. They didn't pay me nothing, but that wasn't what I was looking for. I wasn't looking for the money now. I was looking for the money and the payoff in the future. So I did those four. So as soon as I did those four, my goal was to break into the Ivy League universities because I needed that big name.
Mm-hmm.
So boom, I start sending emails out to Yale and Princeton and all these other schools. And I'm sending the emails in third person. I'm like, you know, Nigerian-born comedian Foxy P is on his currently on a African Princess of Comedy tour. He's currently on the East Coast right now. So if you guys want him to come perform at your school, let us know right now because once he leaves the East Coast, that's it. He may not come back till next year. So boom, Yale hits me up and they're like, yo, we want you. As soon as they hit me up, I go do that show. I bring my camera with me, record that joint, I flip it. Princeton, I send him an email now. Comedian Foxy P is still on tour right now. He's the first African-born comedian to perform at Yale University. And, he's right there. And, Ivy League schools, they go at each other's throats.
Yeah.
They're like, what?
Yale.
Yale. How much they pay you? 300? We're paying you 1,000, bro. Like, what? Yale. Oh, Yale?
Yeah.
What? They only got 4 letters in their name. We got 7. Like, what? Legit. So boom, I do Princeton now. So now the email has changed that I'm sending to the schools now. Now it's Foxy P, the first African-born comedian to perform at the Ivy League universities, Princeton and Yale, is on tour. Now the price is up. Because now I'm the only person that's done those 2 schools at that time, bro. I'm talking about like 2009, 2010, early, before social media. There's no Instagram, no Twitter, no YouTube was there, but nobody was really putting stuff up there like on that level.
Yeah.
So literally I did that and I did NYU. I did all of those schools, like all them big money schools, crushed all of them. Now I stack all of them together. So now when I'm sending you an email, I'm literally sending you an email telling you this date is gone, this date is gone, this date is gone. This is the date that's available for you. It's not even your choice anymore. This is the only time I can come to your school. And I'm going to charge you $3,000.
Wow.
That's it. So I have to figure out a way to get in front of that line. I'm not going to be doing like open mics forever.
Yeah.
And as soon as I figured it out, Paul, as soon as I figured out that whole thing and how it worked, I went back home to go bring my boys with me. Yeah. And that's how I started signing comedians at that point. Because I had to make sure that not only am I putting money in my pockets, I'm also empowering them.
Yeah.
But most importantly, as a businessman, you have to always figure out a way where you can make money while you're not working.
Yep, exactly. You
want to make money while you're asleep.
Yeah.
Automate the process. So you empower these young men, and they took it to the next level. Kami, Capone, Chief Obi they just destroyed the game, and that was it. And from that point on, that's when it became a real tour. It became the real African Princess of Comedy tour, because before it was just one dude, or one nigga on that tour.
Yeah. No, that's crazy, bro. I like that. I gotta think about that because there was some stuff that came.